So here's work for questions 2 and 3. So I'm going to draw my XY axes. Here's 0, here's 180, and here's 360. Those, again, are the angles that I'm using to figure out which quadrant I'm in. So to get to 210 degrees, that's past 180. Here's 180 just to here. 210 would be another 30 degrees more. So I'm definitely in quadrant 3. Then I'll make my triangle a right triangle by putting my 90 degrees on the x-axis, as I always need to do. So then if I went 180 degrees to here, to go to 210 was an extra 30 degrees more. So 30 degrees here is my reference angle. The 60 degree right here, don't label that. So then opposite of the 30 degrees would be a 1. And since this went down into a negative direction, this negative y direction, that would be a negative 1. And then this, let's do the hypotenuse here would be double that, 2. And again, the hypotenuse is like the radius, so that's always positive. And then the adjacent here is square root 3, which is a negative in the x direction. So again, like this would be like a coordinate point. You moved negative square root 3 and down 1 to get to that point. So sine of 210 now, I can use this reference angle as 30 degrees, always using the 1 at the origin. The opposite is negative 1. Since we're doing sine, opposite over hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is 2. There's my answer. Here's number 3. So again, drawing the XY axis. So 315 is going to be almost to 360 around. So that's definitely landing in quadrant 4. And then I make my triangle a right triangle here at the x-axis. So from here to here was 315. The leftover is what I need to find. There's my reference angle. So to complete this circle, I would have to go another difference of between 315 to 360 is 45 more degrees. You can put it in your calculator, I guess, if you needed to, but hopefully you can kind of calculate that in your head. 315 to 360 is plus more 45 degrees. So now we're using a 45 degree 90 triangle. So opposite the 45, we call that 1. And then this side is equal, is 1, and then square root 2. Now to get to this point, we had to go positive in the x direction, but then we went down in the negative direction. So that's a negative 1 y coordinate. So now if I find the tan, that would be tan 315 equals the opposite side of this reference angle is negative 1 over the adjacent is 1, and that simplifies to just negative 1.